Mario Kart is a franchise that's been with us for over 3 decades at this point, and I don't feel like I've given the series the credit that it deserves on my channel, so today I'm going to rank all of the mainline Mario Kart games from the worst to the best. Strap in, grab your items, hit that notification bell, like, subscribe, and let's get on with the ranking. At number 9, I have Super Mario Kart. Now, obviously, it's a bit unfair comparing this game to the likes of Mario Kart Wii or Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, but I have to do what I have to do while making this ranking. Last place is Super Mario Kart. A lot of people argued that another game is actually worse than this one, but I actually disagree. Coming from a game like Mario Kart 7 or even Mario Kart DS, it just feels like it's very archaic. It's hard to play. All the stages just feel like you're driving on ice, essentially. It's all one plane, and again, it's very much a product of its time, which is to be expected, but this is a ranking after all, so it's going to go against the heavy hitters like Mario Kart Wii, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, etc. Now, on the bright side, I actually do enjoy the character selection for the most part. I think it's kind of fun to be able to play as Donkey Kong Jr., as odd as a selection for a character as that is, but I still think it's fun. It's an okay game. It's never one that I'm itching to play, but you know, if I'm bored, I might put it on for, you know, a race or two, but it is absolutely the worst in my opinion, and that is why it goes in number 9. In 8th place, we have Mario Kart Super Circuit. Now, this is the one that I was saying a lot of people actually argue is worse than Super Mario Kart, but I disagree wholeheartedly. I think Super Circuit is substantially better than Super Mario Kart, but again, it still is just very much a product of its time. It still feels a little bit slippery, you know, just the handling in general in the first couple Mario Karts just wasn't fully there. Again, which is to be expected though. These games came out 20, 30 years ago, so, you know, you gotta throw them a bone here and there. This game also came out on the Game Boy Advance in the early 2000s, so again, the graphics, take them with what you will, but it does feel a bit better. The character selection is better than Super Mario Kart. It's just really a more refined version of Super Mario Kart, I guess. Neither of them are outstanding to me. I would argue Super Mario Kart really isn't even good, but again, Super Circuit is much better than Super Mario Kart, though it is not better than any of the other ones on this list, which is why it gets placed in 8th spot. At number 7, we have Mario Kart 64. Now, I want you to keep in mind that the jump in quality between Super Circuit and 64 is pretty drastic in my opinion. I don't think Mario Kart 64 is a great game, but I think it is miles better than Super Circuit and especially Super Mario Kart. So just, again, keep that in mind as I talk about this game. It is much better than Super Circuit. 64 is a really good game. It's not great. It took them a long time to really nail the handling just with the hardware that they had, but this is the first time that Mario Kart was fully realized in 3D. And you can tell this game, still to this day, I will argue, looks really good. I love all of the sound bites they use, especially for Donkey Kong. This game is very nostalgic for me. I have a lot of good memories when I was a kid playing this on an actual N64. Just a really fun, solid game all around. It doesn't have any huge glaring issues to me because, again, it's very much a product of its time. It's got good courses, it has good character selection, but that's really all I can say is it's good. It doesn't do anything horribly offensive to me, but it also doesn't do anything incredibly great to me either. It is just very middle of the road. But again, the character models look great in the character selection. It's 3D. It looks really good. Playing it on Nintendo Switch Online, you know, with the HD, it looks really good. It's fun. It feels much better to handle than the first 2 games that I listed. But yes, Mario Kart 64 is in 7th place. At number 6, we have Mario Kart Tour. Yes, I am counting Tour in this list. I think it is definitely should be considered a mainline game. I know I could talk for hours about the controversy, everything that went on behind the scenes when it launched. You know, people were, and still are, dogging and hating on this game, and I actually think it's kind of fun. It's not great, you know, it is just barely, honestly, you could interchange, you know, Mario Kart 64 and Mario Kart Tour in my opinion. They're both very close in quality. They both do different things very well. But the main thing that puts Tour over the 3 that I've listed so far is the character selection and the costumes. The character selection in this game is unbelievable. You have Donkey Kong Jr., you have Donkey Kong, you have Funky Kong, you have Diddy Kong, you have Dixie Kong, and all the costumes, the alternate costumes, the carts. It's fun. The handling is honestly atrocious, if I'm being frank, just because you're playing on a phone, and the way that the controls were implemented could have been done a heck of a lot better. But we got what we got, and it didn't feel like that was their main purpose. They didn't want to make a game that felt really good to control, but in correspondence with that, you also have the biggest and vastest and most detailed character roster that we've ever had, and probably will ever have, ever, in a Mario Kart game. It is unbelievable how many characters, how many alternates, how many costumes are truly in this game. It is truly impressive, and I still think it's fun. I've never deleted it from my phone. I play it here and there. It's fun. It's not something that I can sink hours and hours into, but it's fun. It's not great. Certainly not the dumpster fire people treat it like. I think it's okay. But yes, Mario Kart Tour safely gets the number 6 spot. In the number 5 spot, we have Mario Kart DS. Now, I have an unbelievable amount of nostalgia for this game. Going on class field trips, you could do the DS download play where only one person had to own the game. I think you could do 4 or 8 people linked just to that system, and you could all play the game. It was just a great period of time in my life, and I have so many great memories connected to this game. The game itself is actually really good. It hasn't aged the best, but it still doesn't look or feel bad at all. Of course, the snaking is the main thing to me, and in my opinion, it's a problem. It just makes every race, if someone knows how to snake really well, it just makes it impossible to beat them. I'm not particularly great at it, but I don't feel like something like that should be able to not ruin the game, but like make the game so one-sided in their favor. And so in my opinion, that drags it down a little bit, but the game is very, very good. It was a very natural progression from Double Dash. It did what it could with the DS's hardware and then some. It is a fabulous game. Just, the graphics leave a bit to be desired, but once again, you have to judge it by the console it came out on, which was the great but underpowered Nintendo DS. It is a fun game. It's got good character selection. This is the only one that features Rob, right? It's got good courses, retro courses. It's just an all-around really fun experience, and it's a joy to go back and revisit. And it safely lands in the number 5 spot on my list. At number 4, we have Mario Kart 7. Now, I really, really love Mario Kart 7. Obviously, I just made a video on this game not too long ago. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It kind of flopped, but you know what? That's all right. It happens. Mario Kart 7 is a fantastic game. It introduced gliders. I love the character selection. The more you play, the more you unlock. You unlock characters. You customize your kart now, right? You have the wheels, you have the gliders, you have the kart frames. You have a lot of customization options in this game, and I think it is very well balanced. I think that is one of the main problems with a game coming later in this video, in this ranking. It feels very fair. No matter who you pick, no matter what kart you pick, you always feel, at least to me, it feels like you always have a chance to win. It was a very natural progression coming off of Wii. 3 years after Mario Kart Wii came out, Mario Kart 7 comes out, and in my opinion, this is the most underrated in the entire franchise. I think Mario Kart 7 does not get nearly the credit or attention or love that it deserves for everything that it introduced in this franchise and things that are now mainstays in the franchise. Mario Kart 7 does not get enough love. Yes, you're still playing on a handheld, but I think the 3DS is, in my opinion, like the perfect handheld, so I really can't hold too many points against it because it feels great to hold, especially with the grip that I own. The course selection was good, especially with CTGP 7, and in my honest opinion, it doesn't really do anything super badly. But the problem is that the games that come after this in the ranking just do things that much better. So Mario Kart 7 lands very respectfully in the number 4 spot on my list. At number 3, we are now in the top 3 games in this franchise, and at number 3, I have Mario Kart Wii. I know this is going to turn a lot of you off. You're probably going to dislike the video, but you know what? That's okay. Engagement is engagement. Mario Kart Wii in the top 3 is not a bad thing in my opinion. I love Mario Kart Wii, I have some of, if not my best and funnest childhood memories playing this game at my grandparents' house, whether it be Thanksgiving, whether it be Christmas, whether it be Easter, and playing it with the cousins. We would have tournaments. We would be in the basement for hours playing Mario Kart Wii. I have so much nostalgia for this game. I have so much respect for this game. It is marvelous. We're not ranking based off of nostalgia points. We are ranking this based off of how objectively good I think these games are. And I think Mario Kart Wii is very objectively good, but it does have some big issues to me. First being, I don't like that it has a meta, right? You know, Funky Kong, Flame Runner. If you're going against someone who knows how to use that, you will not win 99% of the time. It is a very unbalanced game, and that is not even me being nitpicky. That is an objective opinion. Mario Kart Wii is wildly unbalanced, but that's also some of the fun of it. So you kind of take what you can get, take it or leave it, right? It's an unbalanced experience, but it's also a very fun experience. But what it does right with the handling and with the motion controls, if you want to use them, it handles beautifully. This game feels so good to control, and that is why I can look past some of the issues that it has, just because on its own merits this game is fantastic. It is so much fun. The character roster is insane when you have all the characters unlocked, like Rosalina, Dry Bowser, Funky Kong, Diddy Kong. It is a great experience if you're not playing online. That's the big thing. If you're not playing online, I really don't have a ton of issues with this game, but if you are playing online, you will get destroyed by people using the meta, and I don't like that a game from almost 25 years ago has a meta. But yes, Mario Kart Wii, great game, and easily lands in the top 3. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have landed in the top 2. What are the top 2 games? Well, if you have this thing called deductive reasoning, you can see which 2 I have not listed yet, but which order will they be in? Find out right after this ad break. This video is brought to you, no, I'm just kidding, I don't have a sponsor. Number 2 lands with Mario Kart Double Dash, the GameCube's coup de grace, the GameCube's creme de la creme, a fantastic experience. If you want good handling, you've got it. If you want good character selection, nay, great character selection, you got it. A banging soundtrack, you got it. If you want 2 riders per kart, you got it? Question mark? Yes, this is the first and only game, unfortunately, that has 2 riders per kart. So that means you can have Diddy Kong and Donkey Kong in one kart, unleashing mayhem on your opponents, and it is unbelievably fun. Like I said, it controls great. This is truly where I feel like they found their footing after Super Circuit came out. 2 years later, Double Dash comes out on the GameCube, and it feels exceptional. The soundtrack is great. The graphics today are great, especially if you can play it in HD by some means. It is just a fantastic experience. There really isn't a meta because I don't believe there's an online play with this game, at least not legitimately, but the roster is great. You got Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong, you have the babies introduced, right? I think you have Dry Bones and Koopa Troopa, or Koopa Troopa, Paratroopa, something like that. Mario and Luigi, obviously, Peach and Daisy. It is just so fun. The double rider mechanic is so much fun, and I wish it was explored more in past entries. Unfortunately, it doesn't even look like Mario Kart World is going to be exploring that, which does make me sad because this game did so much right, and I really don't have any issues with it. It's a remarkable game, and if you've never played it, I cannot recommend it enough. But yes, Double Dash lands in number 2. And I'm sure a lot of you probably went into this video knowing what I was going to put in the first spot because I've talked about Mario Kart 8 Deluxe before on the channel, but if you didn't know, yes, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe lands very easily in the number 1 spot. The greatest Mario Kart game ever, and also the greatest kart racer in general ever, period. I have little to no issues with this game. I wish Dixie Kong was in it, and that's really about it. I think the game handles perfectly. I wouldn't change a thing. I love the track selection. Heck, I even love the tour tracks, the city tracks. I know a lot of people don't, but like I've said in this video, I am somewhat of a tour fan, and I like the tracks. I like being in cities. I think they're implemented very well. The entirety of the booster course pass is great. The fact that this game has 96 different tracks will always blow me away. You have Coconut Mall, DK Summit, all of these incredible tracks, Choco Mountain. The list is almost endless. 96 tracks going all the way back to Super Mario Kart and to new ones for Mario Kart 8. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is the pinnacle of kart racing excellence, and this game encapsulates everything that Nintendo and company can do right when everyone has the same passion and love for an IP. The character roster is great, the online play is still great, the maneuverability, the customization, the models mostly look okay. I think they look 10 times better in World, but obviously I can't rank World because I haven't played World. But you know I'll be talking about World at nauseum when it comes out, so make sure to hit that subscribe button once again so you don't miss any of those videos. But guys, that is going to do it for today's video. I have ranked every single Mario Kart game by this point up until now. In last place, we had Super Mario Kart all the way to first with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. One of my favorite games of all time. So guys, once again, make sure to like and comment and subscribe to the channel. Join the Discord server. Follow me on Blue Sky. Follow me on Backlogged. Follow me on Twitter if you'd like. I appreciate all of you guys. I will see you all in the next video. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Have a good one and take care.